Under a vast Bodhi tree, the Buddha sat, surrounded by disciples yearning for clarity on their spiritual journey. The sun filtered through the leaves, casting intricate shadows that danced on the earth like silent whispers of wisdom. A young monk approached hesitantly, his face shadowed by doubt, and asked, "Master, how do I discern the right path?" The Buddha smiled gently, his gaze serene, and began. Once there was a traveler who faced a diverging road. The traveler stood before two paths, one adorned with flowers and shade, the other narrow, steep, and unforgiving. Enticed by ease, he chose the wide path, walking amidst beauty, but soon found himself lost within a dense forest, retracing his steps. The traveler embarked on the narrow path, each step marked by struggle yet unveiling vistas of truth. "My fear comes from uncertainty," Ananda replied, his words spilling out like water from a cracked vessel. "I fear famine, sickness, and the chaos of war that lies beyond the horizon of our sight," he added. He continued, "The path of ease may lead to illusions, while challenges invite transformation and growth." The disciples leaned closer, captivated by the profound simplicity of his words. Its beauty seemed diminished, yet its functionality remained intact despite the flaws. Each crack tells a story of resilience, a testament to the challenges it has faced. Buddha continued with unwavering patience. "Doubt is the shadow accompanying the light of truth," he began. "It is not an enemy but an invitation to explore." He gestured toward the rustling leaves, their movements a reflection of nature's relentless dance between certainty and change. "I struggled to understand, my thoughts tangled in fear. I lowered my gaze, afraid to admit my flaws." The Buddha shared a moment of pause, allowing his disciples to reflect on the unfolding wisdom within. A bird descended, pecking at the soil before taking flight again, its grace inspiring thoughts unspoken among the group. "The journey is yours alone," the Buddha concluded, yet shared within the echoes of universal interconnectedness. A disciple whispered softly, "Master, how does one silence the chaos of the mind to hear its quiet truth?" The Buddha responded with a parable, saying, "There was once a pond disturbed by relentless winds, its surface restless and murky. Buddha picked up a small pebble, holding it delicately. Even a pebble that falls has a role in the river's flow." The disciples collectively nodded, absorbing the essence of the teaching, resonating with their shared desire for inner peace. The air grew cooler, the day shifting toward dusk, and the Bodhi tree stood witness to unspoken revelations. "Preparation is not the same as worry," Buddha said, his voice steady and clear, like the call of a temple bell. "To prepare is to act with clarity and presence, addressing what you can control without dwelling on what you cannot. The right path unfolds with trust," he said. "It does not promise ease but offers meaning beyond understanding." The disciples knew these truths would guide them as they navigated the labyrinth of their spiritual quests ahead. The young monk expressed his gratitude, saying, "Master, your words are the lantern lighting the way through the darkness." The Buddha replied gently, "It is your journey and your light. My words merely reflect what is already within you." The group fell silent, connected through shared conviction and the peaceful rhythm of time. Their hearts grew aligned with the wisdom of the teachings, ready to embrace the path with trust and humility. Another day, beneath darkened skies heavy with monsoon clouds, the disciples gathered around a small fire for warmth and teachings. The air carried the scent of wet earth, and the fire crackled softly, its flames struggling against the swirling wind. The Buddha sat calmly, his serene presence grounding the group as they awaited his words with attentive hearts and open minds. He began, "In a dense forest, a hunter once roamed, his bow slung across his back and his heart weary. One day," he continued, "the hunter came across a deer limping through the thickets, its leg wounded and bleeding. The deer paused in its struggle, turning to face the hunter. Its eyes wide with both fear and silent trust. The hunter hesitated, his weapon heavy in his hands as he felt the weight of his choice pressing upon him. The moment stretched, and something within him softened, urging him to lay down his bow and his desire to harm. The hunter approached slowly, his heart quieted, and began to tend the deer's wounds with gentleness and care. My fears began to loosen their grip on my heart. Let imperfection guide your journey towards wisdom. For it is the thread connecting humanity through experience and resilience, Buddha said softly. My doubts remained, yet they no longer overwhelmed me. I felt the presence of possibility as Buddha's teachings began to settle. When doubt is met with kindness and patience, it transforms, nurturing the soul and allowing growth to flourish. The disciples nodded thoughtfully, their expressions shifting as they began to grasp the profound simplicity of the teaching. As we act, we release the arrow of intention into the world, aiming toward the future, Buddha said, his tone deliberate. However, he continued, an archer cannot control the path of the wind, the rain, or the shifts of the target. Like tending to the deer, he elaborated, one must approach doubt with care, offering it space to heal and evolve. Another disciple ventured, but what if doubt obscures the path entirely, leaving one lost in confusion and fear? The Buddha smiled gently, his presence radiating reassurance, and said, doubt is not an end, but a bridge to understanding. Even amidst confusion, he added, the act of moving forward, one mindful step at a time, builds trust in the journey. He gestured toward the rain-soaked earth, where droplets merged with the soil, their union unseen yet vital to life. The journey is like rain, he said, each drop seemingly insignificant, yet together they nourish the land and the soul. The disciples listened in silence, the sound of falling rain mingling with the soft crackle of the fading fire. The young disciple, his doubt lingering, asked quietly, Master, how does one trust themselves when fear clouds the heart? The Buddha met his gaze, steady and unyielding, and answered, fear is but a shadow, cast by the light of possibility. To trust oneself, he said, requires seeing beyond the shadow, to the boundless potential that lies within each moment. The garden felt lighter, the air carrying a sense of renewal. The vase sat quietly, its cracks illuminated by the sunlight. Whether in doubt or fear, he concluded, your journey unfolds with purpose. Guided by the quiet wisdom of your heart, the fire dwindled to embers, its warmth lingering as a reminder of the shared space between doubt and understanding. The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts full of gratitude, carrying the wisdom of the teaching into the depths of their being. The rain ceased, and the skies began to clear, revealing a vast expanse of stars scattered like seeds of infinite light. Another day, beneath a serene morning sky, the Buddha led his disciples to a flowing riverbank for a new teaching. The water glided smoothly over its stones, reflecting the azure vastness above, whispering the eternal rhythm of life's flow. The disciples gathered quietly, their robes brushing the grass. As they watched the gentle currents move with purpose and peace, the Buddha began, do you see this river? It holds lessons for those who walk the uncertain path of life. There was once a woman, he continued, who sought to cross a river, its current swift and its depth unknown. Fear gripped her at first, he said, as she stood on the bank, unsure if she could make the crossing. Then, she noticed stones beneath the water, the Buddha explained, placed as if by nature itself, guiding her forward. Trusting the stones, she stepped cautiously, he added, placing her faith in each one to support her journey across. With time, her confidence grew, he said, and she reached the far shore, her heart lightened by newfound courage. The disciples listened intently, their eyes drawn to the flowing water. reflecting on the story's meaning in silence. A young disciple, his brow furrowed, asked, "Master, how can we find such stones when the river seems too wide or unclear?" The Buddha's gaze rested gently upon him as he answered, "The stones are the virtues you cultivate: patience, compassion, and mindfulness. They are not always visible at first," he continued, "but with faith and attention, they reveal themselves step by step." An older disciple, seasoned in years, asked, "What if fear paralyzes us? Master, how do we trust the river's flow?" The Buddha's voice deepened, resonating with timeless wisdom. "Fear is the mind's whisper, doubting the strength that lies within your heart. To trust the flow," he said, "is to accept the river's uncertainty while holding firm to the truth within." Like the woman, he added, "You must take the first step, even when the shore ahead remains hidden from view." The disciples nodded, their hearts stirred by the clarity of the teaching, finding solace in the simplicity of his words. The Buddha continued, "The river flows not to test you, but to teach you the nature of surrender and persistence. Each drop of water," he explained, "carries the wisdom of connection, flowing toward its destination without resistance or hesitation." A disciple, inspired by the metaphor, asked, "Master, what if the current seems too strong, pulling us away from our purpose?" The Buddha turned to the river, its surface rippling with gentle waves, and said, "Strength lies in adapting, not resisting. The current may challenge you," he continued, "but it also shapes you, revealing resilience you may not yet see. To move with the river," he said, "is to trust its guidance while honoring the steady truth of your intention." Another disciple spoke softly, "Master, how do we balance surrender with action, knowing when to let go and when to strive?" The Buddha's eyes glimmered with understanding as he replied, "Balance arises from listening to the harmony of your inner and outer worlds. Strive with purpose," he advised, "but release attachment to the outcome, trusting that each step contributes to the greater flow." The river's lesson, he continued, is that trust and effort are not opposing forces but companions on the same path. The disciples reflected deeply, their thoughts merging with the river's song, its wisdom flowing both within and around them. The morning sun climbed higher, its light casting sparkling patterns on the water, illuminating the beauty of impermanence. The Buddha's voice softened, yet carried profound depth. "Remember, each stone you step upon is placed by the choices you make. Your journey is not about perfection," he said, "but about moving forward, even when the way seems incomplete or uncertain. Each step, however small, is significant," he concluded, "for it leads you closer to peace, understanding, and your true self." The disciples bowed deeply, their hearts united in gratitude, carrying the teachings as they continued their paths of discovery. The river continued its ceaseless flow, a living symbol of trust, patience, and the unending journey of becoming. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.